shoppers, these are the Stairway to Heaven flower. I love these. They are long and tall, and they just have so much color and texture. This is a really great way to make a big, colorful impact in your garden. You're getting 30 pieces. This is your hardy Gladiola Perennial bulb mix. These are just stunning. 30 bulbs is what you are receiving for $27.98. These are going to grow from about 1 to 1.5 feet tall. So when I say they are long and tall, I'm sure you're understanding what I'm saying. These are literally reaching up to heaven. And they make such a gorgeous, happy, cheerful cut arrangement in your home. Who do we have to talk about this one? I'm sorry, I don't have this on my card. All right, Derek is here. Derek, these are just stunningly beautiful, aren't they?
Yes, it's so true. And, gladiolas, they are like a luscious beauty flower.
Yeah.
A lot of people you don't see have them in the garden because it's something that traditionally you'd have to plant every single year. But what we have here is really special because these have been bred to be winter hardy. So now they're going to come back year after year as opposed to, not making it through the winter. And that's awesome because, I love perennials. Even though I love having a beautiful garden, I really don't want to have to be planting things every single year. I want to enjoy my summer and not having to be taking care of stuff the whole summer. Typically, when you plant a new, whatever it is, the first few months, you got to make sure you're watering it regularly. And then once it gets established, you can kind of let your hands off. But by the second year, if it's a perennial, you don't have to do anything most of the time. And that's how I like to garden, hands off. So these gladiolas, you're going to put them in the ground this year, make sure they get settled in with water, and then year after that, you're just going to enjoy their beauty. They're huge, they're thick, voluptuous, like silky flowers. There's nothing like them that just blooms straight up with these huge blooms.
Yeah.
And like you said, they go straight to heaven. These are a little bit taller than your traditional glads, and they're also bigger flower than the traditional gladiolas.
Now, in addition to planting them in your garden or a container, can we talk about how long does it take to achieve these beautiful blooms? Does it take a long time? I know you were just talking about that. How long will it take to see these spectacular results?
You're going to see flowers like this in about 8 to 10 weeks from the time of planting. Yep. And, so here they are in the garden. Or on the right, actually, they were cut and put into a vase. These are great cut flowers. And when you cut them, you'll get more flowers. What I love about these is that they don't bloom all at one time on the stem. They start at the bottom, and they slowly creep up to the top. So, the tippy top ones start blooming, and the lower bottom ones maybe are closing at that point. But you have on each stem weeks worth of beauty to look at. And the colors in this collection are amazing. You're getting 30 bulbs, and in that collection is a complete mix of all different colors of the rainbow. So all the colors that you see here, you're going to have in your collection. What's cool about this, too, is with 30 pieces, you can do a lot. I mean, each bulb is going to produce 1 to 2 flower stems this year. I love these in sort of mass plantings, which meaning like I would take maybe 3 collections and find a patch of space 4x4 and just plant out the whole thing so that I just have this mass every single year of just beautiful gladiolas. And
5 dozen.
It's going to maintain itself.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Derek. I just wanted to give our friends a quick update. 5 dozen have been spoken for since we started talking about them. Quick question, Derek. Now, please forgive me. Remember, I'm new to gardening, but when I think of long, tall, beautiful stalks, if you will, you said they may grow up to about 1.5 foot, a foot and a half tall. I'm wondering, do you have to support them in any way, or are they strong enough to grow and stand on their own?
Yeah, well, that's a great question, actually. And these are quite strong. actually, they're sort of like natural rebar. Their stem is very strong.
Oh,
And they're
okay.
not going to fall over in wind or rain. And that's what I love about them because, we really want them to look beautiful and not be falling over like that. And
Yeah.
so these are going to do great for you in that sense. They mix wonderfully with basically anything you plant them with as a secondary row. And
Okay.
then also, if you like container gardening, this is great because there's not a lot of foliage with these. It's really just flower power. There's a little bit of leaf, but mostly you're going to just see flower after flower, and they're intricate. I mean, each flower, some of them are just a bold red, but other ones are going to have like 3 or 4 colors on them, like they've been painted by hand. And that's what's so cool is the variety. Now, this is what you're getting right out of the box.
Okay.
Now, these bulbs here, you're getting 30 bulbs. These are farm fresh. We don't dig them up until it's time to ship them. A lot of plants, a lot of bulbs you'll find at the garden stores, they've been in a bag for months, treated with preservatives so that they don't, bloom out of the bag. But these bulbs are farm fresh. They're ready to grow for you. They're full of life force inside there. And that's how, within about 10 weeks, you're going to be having your flowers this year. And they bloom for a good long time. And again, I can't stress this enough. These are winter hardy gladiolas. Never before have you seen a winter hardy gladiola. They've always
Right.
been, one and done. And that's fine, but then you got to pay and plant every single year. Whereas here, we're going to pay and plant once
Yeah,
and then
that makes
enjoy
such a
them every single year.
difference. Yeah, I just
Yes.
think these are so beautiful in a container, right in your home, like you said. They're so stunning and they're so cheerful. When I look at these flowers, the colors, the way that we describe them as the stairway to heaven flower, they
Yeah.
just make me happy when I look at them. They're just the happiest of flowers.
It's true. Their colors are very bright, very intense. Here you can see one of them with multiple colors and sort of a painted fashion designer look to them.
Yeah.
And that's what I like because you never really know what you're going to get. And it's sort of fun like that. All the different colors and varieties that are going to come out. And they're also easy gardeners. I mean, if you just have a deck, you can grow these in containers. If you have garden
Yeah.
space, pick up more than one set, do a whole patch, mix them in containers with your petunias or whatever it is that you want to grow. They look great because they're taller than, a lot of other plants. So you can, like here we have dahlias, these small dahlias. And then the second row, we have the gladiolas. So start thinking about that. Shopon.com. Look for other things you might want to put together with these and plant your garden. People are going to be getting your stuff. If we're not shipping to your area now, we will be shipping very soon. And that's also really exciting.
150 of these have been sold right now, 150 spoken for. M90454. Remember, you're getting 30 bulbs of these big, beautiful showstoppers, $6.99 on Easy Pay or $27.98 to bring them home. All right, we're going to continue talking about big and bold, beautiful flowers. Now we're talking about this 3-piece intense hardy geranium collection. These are perennials, great for your landscape, your garden, or in containers. Also great as ground cover. Now these neon bright pink flowers with those beautiful green apple colored leaves really are just stunning, and you are getting 4 to 5 months of continuous